Hello, grade 9 students. In this video, I'll be solving with you the worksheet, which you must practice for the quiz. So for the quiz, for sure, you will need to study the first two activities of the third chapter, talking about the heart, its organization, its functioning, the blood vessels connecting to it, the phases of the heart cycle, and so on. Okay, so as you know, the heart is a muscular organ. Okay, the myocardium in it, which is the muscular tissue, helps it to push the blood throughout the body, as the body organs need oxygen, nutrients, and also they need to get rid of wastes and carbon dioxide. In the heart, you will see four chambers. You will see four cavities called the right auricle and the left auricle. And also there are two ventricles, the right one and the left one. Okay? Also, the heart is connected, or in the heart, you will see four valves. Okay, these valves allow the flow of the blood in one direction and they prevent the backflow of the blood. Okay, we have the tricuspid and the bicuspid valves, which are between the auricles and the ventricles, while the sigmoid valves are between the ventricles and the arteries. The heart is connected to four blood vessels, four main blood vessels. Okay, we have the arteries, the pulmonary artery, وكمان the aorta. They take the blood from the heart toward another place, like the pulmonary artery takes the blood from the heart to the lungs, while the veins, I'm talking about the vena cava and the pulmonary vein, they bring the blood towards the heart. Okay, our heart beats around 75 beats per minute. Each heartbeat is called a cardiac cycle. Okay, and each cycle has three phases in it. We have two contractions, the auricular systole and the ventricular systole, and one relaxation. Okay, so the general diastole is the relaxation phase of the heart. Let's start with the first question. In the first question, we will need to label the heart. Okay, in order to label it, let me add a text. Okay, let's start with the first element in it, this big blood vessel. So look, how do we know which blood vessel is this? This blood vessels this blood نحن عم نحكي عن هيدا. Okay, this blood vessel. Let's observe the movement of blood. Okay, so if you can see the blood comes from here. Okay, هيك. So أكيد the blood is coming from here. From يعني the left ventricle. طيب مين ال blood vessel that takes the blood from the left ventricle? It is the aorta. Okay, so one هو الأيورتا. Okay. Two, it's the other artery. It is connected to the right or right ventricle. معناتها هيدا pulmonary artery. The third one now. The third item, number 3, we're talking about this right here. It is the blood vessel that brings the blood to the left auricle. So this is the pulmonary vein. Okay. Number 4, it's the blood vessel connected to the right auricle. This is the vena cava. If you want to be more precise, this is the superior vena cava. Okay. أكيد طلعوا هون نحن في عنا 2 vena cava. So عنا this superior vena cava و inferior vena cava. Both of them are connected to this area, to the right auricle. تمام? Yeah. Let's continue. Number 5, it is the door between the right ventricle pulmonary artery معناتها هيدا right sigmoid valve. Okay. Number 6 هينة it's the left auricle or atrium إذا بدكم كمان. We call it atrium as well. So this is number 6 صح. Okay. Let's go to number 7 now. Number 7 كمان هينة it's the right auricle. كمان 8 left ventricle. كمان 9 عن الرايت ventricle. Okay. نعمل هيك كمان وهيك. Okay. So that's it. Okay. Let me remind you that هيدا هون in the middle there is the septum. The septum separates the right side of the heart from the left side. This way we prevent the mixing of the oxygenated blood and the deoxygenated blood. تمام؟ هون the blood is coming from the body organs وبيوصل على الرايت auricle معناتها هون it's deoxygenated. Okay. And then هيدا البلود اللي هو deoxygenated it flows down على ال right auricle to send it لوين اسمه هيدا pulmonary artery فأكيد it's going to the lungs ليرجع يعبي oxygen. تمام. بعدين the blood comes from the lungs and it reaches the heart through the pulmonary vein. So right here you will see the oxygenated blood. Okay. So the left side of the heart has the oxygenated blood. هون عنا ال deoxygenated blood. Okay, let's move to the next question. بهذه الquestion we're talking about the phases of the heart cycle. فنحن عنا 3 phases. Okay. I'll solve this quickly. Before I do, let me explain how we identify the phase of the heart. طلع أول شيء. Here, the blood is flowing from the auricles to the ventricles. معناتها هيدا أكيد auricular systole لأنه during auricular systole the blood moves from the auricles towards the ventricles. If you look at B and C هون the blood is moving from the ventricles لوين رايح على الارteries. Also right here from the ventricles على الارteries. So both of them لما the blood is going from the ventricles لعند الارteries so اثنيناتهم بيكونوا ventricular systole, okay? And here the blood is flowing into the heart. يعني هون ما في contraction. بأول اثنين في contraction. هو simply the blood is flowing through the veins into the auricles of the heart وشوي من ال blood is arriving into the ventricles, okay? Remember, when we want to describe and to talk about the phases, I will need to see 3 things. أول شيء the blood is flowing from when to when. كمان what are the valves that are open. كمان what are the valves that are closed. Okay. Yeah. Identify أكيد. You start with the justification first. Let's start with A. Since the blood is okay. هون let's mention that it's a contraction. Since the auricles are contracting to push the blood from the auricles into the ventricles through the opened tricuspid and bicuspid valves while the right and the left sigmoid valves are closed, then this is auricular systole. Okay? هون أكيد capital. So this is the first phase. هلا let's talk about phases B and C. B and C. هلا هون since the ventricles are contracting, they are contracting to push the blood from the ventricles into the arteries, يعني الأيورتا والpulmonary artery. Okay? Through the opened what? Now the right and the left sigmoid valves are opened while the tricuspid and the bicuspid valves are closed. تمام؟ هون بتكون ventricular systole. اوكي؟ هلا part D, since the blood is flowing into the auricles through the veins هون احنا اكيد عم نقول vena cava and pulmonary vein, and a bit from the auricles into the ventricles. Through the slightly open, a little bit open tricuspid and bicuspid valves, while the right and the sigmoid valves are closed. So this is a general diastole. يعني it's the phase of relaxation of the heart relaxation. تمام؟ Okay, let's put them in the right order. أكيد the cycle starts with auricular systole، بعدين في عنا ventricular systole، هون في عنا اثنين. C هي قبل دي لأنه هون شفتوا كان blood it didn't reach بعد arteries، بس هون it reached the artery. وآخر شيء عنا general diastole. So if we want to classify them in order رح نحط A, C, B, then finally we have D. Now the last question, characteristics of the blood capillaries. طيب, blood circulates in the blood through different types of blood vessels. We have the arteries, the veins, and the capillaries. The capillaries are very numerous and they have very thin walls, which helps to exchange substances. أول شيء, what are the substances that go from the blood to the cells? أكيد عنا الأكسجين and nutrients. Pick out two characteristics of the blood capillaries that favors this exchange. أكيد this exchange happens in the capillaries because capillaries are very numerous and also they have thin walls. The document below shows the average diameter of different types of blood vessels as well as the average speed of the blood circulation show that the blood circulation slows down in the blood with small diameter. هيدا السؤال هو show that شو blood circulation slows down in the blood vessels with smaller diameters. This means that since it's a show that question, I will need to end my answer with therefore blood circulation slows down in the blood vessels with smaller diameter before I need to justify. طيب, is this true؟ يعني كل ما صار عندي smaller diameter the speed is lower. Let's see. Okay, arteries have the largest diameter in here. Okay, and also they have the highest speed. But then veins are next. So when the diameter decreased from 2.5 into 1.3 لما وطي الديامتر صح البلاد فيسل وطيت. طيب let's see بعد more and more. 0.1 هون الديامتر يعني كمان لما صغر الديامتر صغرت السبيد. So blood circulation it is slower in the blood vessels لما ال diameter is small. Okay? As the average diameter decreases from 2.5 centimeter in arteries to 1.3 centimeter in veins. شو عم بيصير لما صغر ال diameter? Also, the speed of blood decreases from 40 centimeter per second in arteries to 17 centimeter per second in veins. Also, as the average diameter decreases from 1.3 centimeter in veins to 0.1 centimeter in capillaries, the speed كمان decreased from 17 in veins to 2 centimeter per second in capillaries. We did the justification هون based on the table, so we finish our answer with therefore the blood circulation is slower كل ما كان الدايمتر أصغر. طيب, based on all that precedes, شو all that precedes؟ إنه الcapillaries in the humerus, they have very thin wall, كمان they have the smallest diameter, معناتها the lowest speed of blood circulation. كل هول الأشياء they help to make the capillaries well adapted and a suitable place for exchange. Okay? Capillaries are very numerous. They have very thin walls and they have the smallest diameters, making the blood circulation the slowest. Okay? All these characteristics make the blood capillaries well adapted for the exchange between blood and cells. Okay? شو هن they are very numerous, they have very thin wall, هيدول أخذناهم من الجبن, they have the smallest diameters, the blood there is the slowest, هيدا الشيء بيسمح to make exchange. Okay? That's all. If you still have any questions, feel free to ask and prepare well for your exam.